Fuck me, you dog!
Elare malacas! Elare! I'm effectively blind and deaf. Kind of like the leadership. The speakers aren't plugged in. I'm probably speaking very loudly. Morning, weirdo. Morning, Nokira. How's life in the mainstream? I'm always speaking loudly. Turn me down then. You're so loud, my boyfriend just closed the balcony window door. This is your pilot speaking. We are flying straight into the black hole. You can't turn me down in real life. Morning, Lord Swordplay. Morning, Barbarian. Morning, Draconian. Morning, Dank Snack. Morning, Monster. Morning, Perry. Morning, 40. Morning, Halibut. Morning, Sonmer. Morning, Quest Disaster. Morning, Outlaw Bard. Morning, Ashazi. Ashazi. And Nad's Draws. Okay, alright. I'm just going to give a bit of a kind of recap if you're new to Kitten Beach and you're getting on board. We're in the late phase of the Cold War, and we're gonna make some mad money now. Last game was pretty difficult. We managed to sort the economy out in the end, but it was a pretty tricky time. So, but I just want to kind of re-go over the basic premise of Kitten Beach for a moment, because it seems like an opportune time to do that. If you all don't mind. Hello there. Hey Sny. Hey Ethan, thank you for modding today. You're on the long haul, Ethan. We really appreciate it, so thank you. We got Mafia pretty much after this, so... Alright, okay. So, Kitten Beach is a bit of an interactive theatre game / experiment. And it's based in the work of the theatre theorist Augusto Boal. So we're trying to go from being passive observers to something called spectators, where we actually see something and we step onto the stage and we change it. And where Boal was coming from with this was Brecht, right? So Brecht created this thing called the alienation effect. And it was to intensify the politics of the moment, right? So the purpose of this game, to some extent, is to focus us on the politics of the moment. Some of this art we're producing is going to be quite alienating, as Sphinx pointed out, which is kind of the point of it. So I think it's a very interesting game, very interested in the outcome, very interested in what everybody's doing, because I think it's kind of timely, right? I talked about trying to do projects which have some kind of timeliness to them, and I feel like it's a good time to do that. But anyway, Brecht's kind of created this hyper-theatricality and made the actors overact on purpose to break the suspension of disbelief, to encourage disbelief, right? So that's alienation. So you don't believe it's real anymore, right? So you're alienated from it. And then the idea was that within this kind of hyper-theatrical kind of device, you would stage very politically charged moments, right? And for example, one of them, I believe, was in Mother Courage. I think there's a famous one called The Silent Scream, if you want to research it. But it was basically like there was a lot of back acting, so the actress, I believe it was, had her back to the audience and like hyper tense, and then twisted her body so her legs were one way, so her body was like super twisted, and then kind of did this scream, like Edvard Munch-esque scream, with yeah, like crazy like tension, with no sound that came out, right? So those kind of things, and that play was particularly about war and like who loses in war and who wins in war and the politics of war. So yeah, sorry, I just want to kind of like recap why we're doing this. But you're still in the audience in a Brechtian play. You're still in the audience. So Boal's innovation was to allow the audience to kind of join the actors on stage and alter the play that they were witnessing. But the play that they created was something called Theatre of the Oppressed. So it was a group of people, one way or the other, who were oppressed by something, staging the drama of their oppression. And then through kind of assertiveness training and improv and all sorts of other more philosophical games, gaining the kind of courage which people need, because a lot of people don't have that courage to take the stage, right? To take the stage and change the play and alter the oppression. And as I said, you see a lot of the influence of this in environmentalism, right? In general, Boalian, like invisible theatre, is used quite a lot. But one of the criticisms was that perhaps we'd lost the pulse of the public with the environmental movement. And, well, not perhaps, but we know we've lost the pulse, right? And I was talking about how environmentalist propaganda was getting increasingly doomy and negative and destructive in some ways, with the orange soup over the paintings and beginning to like alienate the public, right? So you alienated them, right, with this hyper theatricality, but right, how do you get them back? And you have to like make it funny. You got to keep it light, otherwise the public will just get doomed out, right? So there's a timeliness to the game, I think, in that topic that we're trying to treat. And then there's another kind of deeper kind of topic at work with like South American politics right now, what's going on in the world, imperialism, all these kind of things. So we're kind of like replaying a certain part of history, maybe even as far back as like the Roman Empire, but in the kind of late game civilization, you know, like that's that Roman Empire there. And in that kind of late game, you have different forms of government begin to emerge that we're not really familiar with, right? And the three that are listed in that game, Civilization, which I think is a useful model for now, are corporate libertarianism, which I think produces a kind of Alien franchise-like future, right? And then you've got like synthetic technocracy, which is, I think, the AI and robotification of everything possible, which maybe leads us to a kind of Star Trek-esque future. And then you've got one that I think we're exploring here, which is like digital democracy, all right? Maximum democracy. Like everyone has to vote all the time on everything, right? You don't get, the government don't get to do anything without referendum, right? It would be madness. You would have to have apps that do auto-voting for you. But I don't know if I like the other two alternatives to digital democracy. Might be my favourite one. You know, I think it was Churchill said democracy is the worst form of government. What is it? The worst form of government, but the best one we've tried, or something? I can't remember. Someone get me that exact quote. It's gone. Shame on you. If fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Well, can't get shamed again. That was a George Bush reference, for those of you who can remember that far back. The worst form of government except for all the other ones that have been tried. Yes, Frag Lady, yes, exactly. So, and the final thing before we start the game is there's a kind of metaverse building. I'm not quite sure how it's happened, but clearly the games are kind of interlinked somehow. I just say the word interlinked and I want to go into that Blade Runner monologue. I don't know if you know it. within cells interlinked. But yeah, there seems to be, let's say, a ghost in the machine somehow that's telling us that domes don't work, right? And that domes are like the worst thing really that can happen to anyone. Putting people in domes, looking them in domes, however nice the domes are, it's kind of like a horrible tyranny. And that's maybe where Kitten Beach Season 1 failed, right? This time I think I'm more optimistic about the future here. But we still got to come to a resolution between the factions, and we still got to somehow end the game when we're happy with it, right? Which was building Kitten Beach, whatever that means. And you know, some people want to live in the mountains. I get those people. If you like living in the mountains, I'm with you. I like visiting you in the mountains, right? If you want to live in the woods, I'm not so sure. But I think a lot of us, maybe the majority, I don't know, would like to live on Kitten Beach in a kind of peaceful monkey utopia. So, what is Kitten Beach? We're going to try and turn the island, we're going to try and clean the island up with a general environmentalist movement when we get to the modern era. But then after that, the cards are over to you guys about what the future looks like, where everyone can find some kind of agreement, or whether you exclude certain groups in order to find an agreement, right? Which is when you have a political ideology that takes over everyone. On that note, there's a technical thing where I had to privatize the entire media last game to save the economy. I did promise to turn that back. I will when we get to 500,000 in the bank. You can have your media back. And I'm gonna have to kind of do a bit for like half an hour. El Presidente it a bit, and then I'll hand it over to you. All right. So just wanted to go through that again. If you guys are into digital democracy, maybe we can make that the first vote. Hisa, if you're there, you of course you're there. But can we do the first vote on like digital democracy, synthetic technocracy, or corporate libertarianism? Just so I've got a rough kind of vibe check. All right. Well, while that's being organised, I'm gonna. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. Hisa works a lot harder than me. This is true. That was very British. K-space communism. There's going to be a quiz. There's loads of quizzes. And dancing and shaming. The best mix. Potent mix. Alright, okay, look, we'll come back to that. I'm going to just go and correct a few things. Right. So, one of our big problems with the island, and we're going to have to solve this, hopefully within half an hour, is military strength, which is, like, incredibly weak. And it's causing loads of problems. So we're going to solve that. We're going to really beef up the military, because we've got a very spread out area, and that's going to cost money. The other thing we have to start doing soon, if someone can remind me periodically, that we have to get import iron, which is fine. Now, what my proposition is to basically do the civilian version of Print Nuke Bank. Alright, I'm just checking the chat, hang on. Well look, maybe give me... Oh, hey. Hang on. I'm just checking in, hang on. No, Print Nuke Bank in a good way. In a good way, Valerie. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bank. So let's stop this. I will get you that back in a moment. Right, that's where the B musical's going. Sorry, the B movie. Oh, look, we got the B movie! Right, that's gonna go there, and I might get another bank in. And I'm gonna do this. Digital democracy, fantastic. All right, that's great. That's a really good pulse check. All right, can I just explain the civilian version of Print Nuke Bank? Just let me sell it to you because I want your approval for that. It's the easiest way out of a complicated situation. These mines are basically done, and we're mining uranium. So I'd like to buy I'd like to do nuclear power stations and get rid of the coal. And then electrify pretty much everything we can. Close down one weapon factory. And I think that might be... Oh, jewelry. And then military. And then I'll hand it to you guys. But can I get a vote on nuclear power quickly? Because you guys were normally quite pro-nuclear. It's an economic reality, isn't it, Valerie? Because we're employing 6 dudes there and 6 dudes there, and one nuclear power station with 4 dudes will do exactly the same, and we will have an excess of power, I believe. So I'd like to do nuclear power stations quite soon. But can I just get a pulse check on whether we're still pro-nuclear energy? I'm not going to bother just rebuilding the watchtowers at the moment because we're going to really destroy these guys in a moment. Right, actually, I've got a lot to do. Let's trade. Nuclear energy, great, thank you. Right, cigars, loads of them. Cars. Yep. Jewelry. Yep. And then let's pump the superpowers. Nice. And then we're going to do a bunch of intimidating and a bunch of stealing. Nuclear energy, great, thank you. Alright, the first nuclear power plant will go in here. We can do another one. Right, because we're running low on nickel, I'm going to close down that eventually and just basically electrify these two. I'm not ruining the economy, not going. Turn away for a moment. Are you all mocking me? This is what fixing the economy looks like, alright? Let's get Employee of the Month. Get everybody working harder. I have a little question for you about housing, because it's generally a problem, right? We've got these degraded slums, and like let's look here. We've got these kind of capsule home clusters, and they've got quite a small base, and you can stack them quite tall. So they're like kind of like blocks of flats. They're very kind of like socialist chic. I'm sure they're going to be great. They're going to work out great, and they're going to look fantastic forever. So I thought maybe we could pop a couple of those soft blocks kind of here. I thought we could kind of like panelack it up a bit. Do you mind? We've got to improve housing for sure.
An impromptu vandalism competition ended in victory
Soft blocks
for the Tropican rebels as they beat the
like Lego movie. Yeah. We're building the project. I want to build the project basically in Terra Kitten's area. Arguably in Bublina's realm again. Right, let's speed up time a bit. I think everything's safe. Right, this is a fucking disaster. This is just constant warfare over here. It's shit. We have to sort it out. And the quickest way to do that is to put a fucking aircraft carrier there. So, quick vote on aircraft carrier. Like, basically, I want to put an aircraft carrier here and just finish this argument for good. Yeah? Because it's messing up Better Kitten's realm. They're coming in all the time from the woods, burning the tree houses down. It's done. Nobody's even role-playing the rebels at the moment. Let's just obliterate them, and then we have to crack down on rebels generally. I'm sorry, I'm not happy with the rebellion. This is a fucking disaster. Is a great way to describe any of your streams, honestly. You're still here though. In reports, why are you here? Isn't there something more reportable? What do we reckon then? Are we voted on the soft blocks? Can we get a general vote on that? Yeah, rebellion is illegal. You're right. Aircraft carrier. Aircraft carrier. I want to vote on the aircraft carrier. And then I want to vote on the soft blocks.
Surprisingly organized vandals have damaged civic buildings.
This is ridiculous. These gorillas are nuts.
This is categorically not a rebel attack.
That doesn't even have a road to it. It's got 3,000 tobacco on it. Right, I'm going to add some more Teamsters. I'm going to add more nickel mines. Chico. Yes. Thank you. The madness will end. There you go. Direct democracy brought right to your doorstep. There we go. Build that high priority. Then we'll get a grip on everywhere else. But like... Okay, so now I want to vote on... hang on. I'm just shifting the leather industry around a bit. Because I know we're going to be pushing for apparel in the next part of the game for sure. But we need more cattle. If you don't want to do the blocks, then we've got this. This is the alternative. Right now. My 3% French is jumping out. Fashionista totalitarianism on Tropico. Fancy apparel. The poll options are basically these gay space luxury communist home clusters, which aren't like soft blocks at all. Soft blocks. To block or not to block? I think they could be inspiring. Kind of like an architectural achievement that our nation could leave behind as a testimony, you know, to the rest. We're not going to damage the treehouse world. You can stay in the treehouse land. It's not going to go there. It's just going to go in Terra Kitten, Petrocat, maybe Bubblino if she's up for it. I basically want to put the blocks in Terra Kitten because it's just a bit of a mess here, isn't it? Let's face it. No nickel. Books, 78% on books. Okay, great. Nothing else. I'm gonna get some iron, maybe. Yeah, there you go, cheap iron. Oh no. Alright, now we're gonna print money. Oh wait, to block. 71% on blocks. Great. Now I want to print money.
Captain, Canal Uno has determined it is impossible for technology.
Right, I want to print money. It's going to go straight in the bank. We're not going to spend it. It's just going to gain interest. Believe me. Believe me. Printing money is great. Right, let's block this place up then. Print money, yeah. Look, we're 270. Print another 50. Yeah, we have to pay back 80, but in that time, we're going to make interest. What could go wrong? So, they're run out of nickel. We've got to stop this. This is the only one getting nickel because it's closest, but I'm going to shut that down so the nickel goes elsewhere, and then I'm going to destroy that, I think. And then we're putting the blocks in. The blocks may be the new domes. We'll have to see.
The citizens are demanding elections, Presidente. It seems that they want.
All right, no
how
problem.
they are ruled.
Right, what's the issue? Faith. Okay, we're gonna sort that out. Praise faction, the religious. Blame superpower, no one. Promise improvement, nothing.
Tropico.
Right, what we are going to do to improve people's lot is we're gonna pay everybody
With
more.
sorrow I have watched you toil.
So, the canneries are now maxed out. These need shutting down.
And
One
your
of them.
troubles will soon be over. Your Presidente does not
And these
ignore
are
your
stocked,
faith.
right?
You need
Yeah.
places to pray, to confess your sins, and to nap before Holy Communion. God is everywhere. But it
Get
is
another
unwise
cannery in there
worship
to replace
outside in
that.
hurricane season. As we strive, God shall not forsake our beautiful shores. Our spiritual friends guarantee.
Turnip Boy commits tax evasion on stream. No, we can try it.
And the next.
Oh, crustacean sensation! Yeah. That's gonna. Yeah.
For the
All right, we're getting there though, Bublina. Don't. Yeah. Exactly. Push crustacean sensation. Have you ever tasted a crab? It's gonna be the island signature drink. Definitely. Crustacean sensation. No. Woo! Thank you, Slay. Alright, I've still got time for El Presidente. I'm not, because it's only 11:30, right? So we've just started the stream. I'm going to turn it over to you guys after the first break. So give me another half an hour to boss it a bit. And where's that aircraft carrier? Great! Look, okay. So, military strength. That's not fully solved, but that's a lot better than it was. To have total peace here, I just require maybe one. Can we do it with turrets? No, we need another military barracks. So I'm gonna. Oh, do we move that one? No. I'm gonna put another barracks here. Beach barracks again. And then a guard tower here. And we'll increase Teamsters. Pay these guys more money.
Reports of downtown vandalism are greatly exaggerated. The fashionable new distressed architecture style is apolitical and proves nothing anyway, the palace says.
I think I'm going to get more construction people. We've got loads going on. Let's get some more construction guys. Right, religious quality. Yeah. That's going to involve some... Okay, so if I remove the circus and the... Okay, Bubblino, this is just a question for you. I can remove the circus and cabaret. You can send it to someone else. Or I can put it down here for a bit. And I can whack a cathedral in there for you. No, because we went back in time. Okay, do it. Great. Thank you. Thank you. We might want to get rid of them as well, maybe. Okay, we're going to lose this church. And lose this pub. Okay, so you're getting a cathedral there. Do I want to do a... I need to do that now. Just maybe I turn it back over to you when we win the... No. Let me go another 20 minutes. Is this cheaper? Aha! Capsule clusters. Let's go back over there. Nickel's a real problem. Wait, where's it coming from? Oh, okay, alright, so the next vote then, nice. Great, alright, we're going to demolish that. Demolish this.
There's a new sport in the Tropican streets today called rebellion. However, the palace warns that without a license to play, rebellion is illegal.
Okay. Spare.
I'm
sure the good citizens of Tropico intend. Election is a landslide, Presidente. The metaphorical kind, not the kind that accidentally reduces the size of the workforce.
Right, these are the sod blocks, so check them out. You can add... How do we do? I think what I do is this, right? You can add capsules on top. Yeah, look, here we go. This is great living!
Spate of vandalism has been denounced by the palace as sour grapes. More people simply don't understand the pressures of wealth, a spokesperson said.
Right, what's the housing quality on these? 41. The housing quality on tenements is 40. So, I say we go with more pods. I got a vote on that, so I'm just going to pod up Terra Kitten. Try and reduce the spread of us a little bit, and then we've got not quite so much area exposed. I don't think we need all of that exactly. You get all the radiations from the nuclear plant. All right. Well, look, it's more compact now. We can make it more compact if I leave that for a little while. Let's get more money. Right, now I want to print money. Jewelry, yeah, we need to get that set up. So let's get the jewelry going. So can I block it up in Petrocat as well then? Han, are you here? Can you tell me if you want me to replace your tenements with soft blocks? Do you wanna make it Lego? Do you wanna make it Lego Town? Well, it's slightly better than tenements, and they have electricity, so you can watch TV in a soft block, but you can't in a tenement. And that makes a lot of difference, let's face it. Yes, it'll make your people slightly happier. How couldn't you be happy living in these kind of erections? Oh, sorry, that was cheap. Napoleon put an end to the Holy Roman Empire as we know it from KCD. I'm sorry, I interfered in something quite highbrow there. Can people yearn for cardboard meat? Do you want them or not,
The weather is
Han?
going to be hot, hot, hot. Stay tuned for Canal Uno's meteorological report. Hoy hace caliente.
Do they have to be that colour? I don't know. I think there's some variation. Look. Some of them are pink, some of them are green, some of them are yellow. It's randomised. You were laughing at your dick joke. Right, let's get the military in. Because I don't need a vote on that. Right, we're not gonna fuck around anymore. There's gonna be tanks everywhere. What I am doing for Petrocat is I'm moving the mine. Moving the mine out, I think. Wait, let's whack it there for now. You'll allow the high rises, nice, yeah, okay, let's do that then. You can get them on one side, either one of the prison. I want to put a military base there and a nuclear power plant here. That's full. Or you can send the prison out if you don't want the prison anymore. Let's stick it over to the other side for now. I don't want to mess up the soft blocks. Right, so let's put 4 bases in. This might look a bit bleak when it's done. They got a clinic here. I think you got a clinic.
nuevo. Escúchalo. Camínalo. Que suene la trompeta.
Okay, 15 minutes. We're going to put an army base in here.
Es que nunca, nunca he de olvidarte, porque hoy te quiero más que antes, y no sé qué hacer sin tu querer, óyelo bien, porque hoy te quiero más que a nadie. Quisiera tenerte tan siquiera un poco, dame tu amor que me vuelves loco, y no sé qué hacerme. Nunca, nunca de olvidarte, porque tú eres la primera. Si no te tengo a mi lado, te juro que moriré, porque te quiero de veras.
Alright, now I need another nuclear power plant. 12 minutes left. Alright, army base there, army base here. And then we want a barracks here. I don't know if we need this. I think that's inefficient. Let's get rid of that. Right. Bublina, you'll have to wait to be soft blocked if you want it, because we're running out of electricity at the moment. But I do want to point out that I think, I don't know which communist said this, something like socialism is the electrification of the country, right? Was that it? Or did you say communism is the electrification of the country? What was it? Hey, Muppuccino! How's yow? Alright, see you later, Ashtazi. Otherwise, Arm the Men will snatch me in the middle of the night. Yeah, good point actually. Maybe we move. I'll go and live with Bin Cat.
Palace is nicer than this place.
You don't need to vote on it, I'm just gonna plonk the building like on crunch. Hey Bin Cat! Or put it up here, pop it up here. Up there, out the way. No, you'll never let that happen. Okay, books 80%, cigars 80%. Yeah, books. We wanted to produce more books. The book industry's doing alright. I'm gonna beef up the book industry, you know? Let's do it. Why not? Who doesn't like books? Right. Now these can be beefed up even more, I think. We go to conventional dyes.
Reports of downtown vandalism
No.
are greatly exaggerated. The fashionable new distressed architecture style is apolitical and proves nothing anyway, the palace says.
Right, let's have another look at the military. No, we're still building the bases. Got one there. Still not got quite coverage. Okay, jewelry's going up. That's great. I'll just check if we have a glut of stuff. If we haven't added enough Teamsters. No, we need more Teamsters. Alright, there's the nuclear power plant, so we can smash that. Bye-bye. Now let's electrify the uranium mines. What does that mean? This building's outstock is full. Ah, okay, right, great. So that's powered up, yep. Okay, now we've got plentiful electricity, so we're gonna electrify everything we can.
We are receiving news that surprisingly organized vandals have damaged civic buildings in Tropico. Do not be alarmed. This is categorically not a rebel attack.
Alright, we have to let this kind of sit through now, I think. We're going to destroy the prison for now, we don't need it. Oh, nice. Chocolate 68, 69. 69 mentioned there. So many lucrative deals. Oh, we've doubled them up. Oh, that's why. Okay, alright. Cigars then. That's nuked up. That's nuked up. That's nuked up. How much nuke do we have left? 284. Bublina, do you want soft blocks or not? It is it's a bad island at the moment. It's bad. But we're going to fix it in the modern era. Are we? Crustacean sensation. Yeah, look, alright, how about, because I don't want to abandon Koffler quite yet, maybe do a deal. Because Pepsi own loads of stuff, right? So why don't Koffler own the brand? We pitch it to Koffler.
Pleasure doing business with you, Presidente. And I can pay you back tenfold.
So good it's evil.
Just a little magic.
I'll take the money. Right. Hey, thank you, Lady Maiden. Right, money. Trade. Leather, plus 81% for leather. Let's go.
There's a new sport in the Tropican streets today called Rebellion. However, the palace warns that without a license to play...
Oh, I need to finish the... Oh, revenue's up there. Okay, let's go. Okay. It's another army base. You see what we've got to do, right? This is now the problem. These two areas. But I don't want to spend all the money on the military.
This is business news on Canal Uno. Animals and people alike celebrated across Tropico today as El Presidente ended the recent tapeworm crisis by making having seconds illegal.
Right, this is the last barracks because I really don't want any more. And we're going to have to trim these guard posts, hopefully. Can't you just do patrols? Yeah, but I need to suppress the... I need to intimidate neighbours. But that's a good question. We can discuss that. I am steady, I am calm, I slept well, no bad dreams. I am active and engaged. I am aware of... I'm not trying not to smile. I am aware of my... but not look dead. I am aware of my surroundings and those in my immediate sphere. It's tricky. Brad did good work there. Even though it wasn't a great film, Brad did good work. Sad Brad in space. Bubblina, do you want me to swap these out for soft blocks or not? Bubblina, do you want soft blocks? This is going to be my final act.
For the Tropican
Do it.
As
All right.
they beat the local authorities by 2 whole walls. Whoa, hold it. What are we selling now? Chocolate? Yeah. Okay, it's 1 o'clock. Why is my phone charging? Okay. Just give me this second. Still got 89 left. That might have to be it for electrified living now, I think. Alright, let's push it. How much is it? 15 watts.
That's still busy. Alright. So, that's the end of El Presidente's regime. I've managed to double our treasury. I've got a good income going on. I've about got military control of the island, but to finish it, we're probably going to need some votes from you. And I'm pleased with myself. I don't know how pleased you guys are with me, but I think I've kind of bossed it. So we're going to come back and we're going to randomise the order, and you are going to get to vote. Now remember, your vote does not have to be limited to your zone. When we reach 500,000, you will get your media back, and we can progress the era. We progress the era if any of you choose to steal one of the world wonders. That's how we do it. If it's the first one that goes for it, that's fine. But whoever gets that wonder, there's 2 wonders to be had as well. We haven't had the Commando Garrison one. So you might want to think about stealing those. Generally, things I'm going to be amenable to are improving conditions, but we've got 70% approval still, so I think that's probably the soft blocks kicking in. Anyway, so it'll be over to you guys. We'll randomise it. How pleased do you think I am? Think about that in your break.
Flight times are less than a second, but our scientists are working hard on improving that.
Yeah, he just walks onto the balcony for a moment and there's a laser sight on his forehead. We are doing faction elections again, yes, but we are going to do them in the next era. Partially because we made a mistake and we had to go back. So I don't want to do faction elections now, but faction elections will happen for the next era, and we can progress it today. We've got till 2 o'clock. So it's really up to you guys and what you do. Hopefully everybody's here or a deputy is here. If not, then we're going to decide what happens. Yeah, okay, alright. Don't worry too much about damaging or polluting the world further at the moment. Although it is 2069. I can't believe we paused it at 2069. And people say these things aren't connected. I don't know. I don't know where those people get it from. Everything is connected. Well, don't worry about pollution. We might even have it on economy first, actually. You might want to change the constitution, Debbie. But let's have a look, actually. I think, didn't we have to do that last time? I think our constitution's a bit brutal. Economy first, yeah. So we're at maximum pollution at the moment, but we do have to fix that. We are going to fix that in the modern era somehow. That's going to be a key part of how we close the game. But I'm just saying, don't worry too much about it now. Unless it's affecting happiness. I don't mind. I'll just put my... I don't mind if the world's polluted because I can see it from my lovely mountain villa. Oh, and a quick vote as well in the ideal world. While we're on the break, can we just have a vote? In the ideal world, are you a live in the mountains person, or are you live by the beach person? If you had to pick between those two, I know there's a lot in between, but I am curious if you're more beach people or more mountain people. So can we get a vote on that, mountain or beach, for those of you playing? And we'll be back in 5 minutes. Prosím. You're mountain people. So this is some kind of strange fantasy for you then. You're mountain people. You've conglomerated here. All right. Well, look. Do you live in the mountains already? Is that what it is? Yeah. I'm gonna get to hating the sun in a minute, Hisa. That's gonna be my not mounted, mountain people. Are you all hill people? Namoravce. You do live in the mountains. Okay. Did you vote for the beach though? In the mountains, you can shoot guns and camp and light fires. Do that on the beach, mate. In Greece, there's one place where they chuck dynamite off the cliffs. That's mad. It's mad. Somebody blew his arm off the thing. It's absolutely insane. If you want to talk about madness, like absolute crazy Dionysian pan-fueled madness, it's Greece, I'm afraid. Greece has both. Right. There are certain places where Greece definitely has both. You voice your opinion through the poll choices. You live literally in the mountains. Are you king under the mountain? You've begone. You're Turkish and your ancestors are from the mountain areas of Central Asia, not Cappadocia. Further. I don't know what those mountains are called. Like Turkmenistan? This kind of thing? Kyrgyzstan? I really don't know much about those places. You want to see Greece? Bublini, you've already seen Greece. We all have. I think you haven't seen enough mountains. Alright, look, I would have voted mountains before I lived on the beach, and now I would definitely vote the beach. That's what I'm saying. I just give the beach a chance. Right, I thought I would hate it. And when I went there, I definitely wasn't evolved to it. But I went with like okay, am I really going to hate this? Is it really going to be that bad? And it was amazing. You know, you just had to let it iron everything out. The beach is insanely boring. Insanely boring. That's part of it. That was part of the experience. Just relaxing into the boredom. And realising that boredom is actually kind of a mixture of peace and contentment. There's a lot of rules on California. I'm not talking about California. I'm talking about Kitten Beach. There's one cop. There's two cops in Kitten Beach, but they're not allowed to arrest anyone unless they're both there. And one of them has to stay in the mountain radio thing to take calls. You get past like, where is it? You get past Theologos. Yeah, you get past Theologos and it's lawless. West side, Malakas. Sorry, cops. Theologos. Theologos? But the river is nicer. Is it though? What river are we talking about? You're a good swimmer, not a good faller. So you pick the beach. Yes! Kitten Beach. Mountain Lake is the best option. Yeah, I've got a dude living on Lake Garda at the moment and not complaining. What was that noise? It was me clapping. Thanks, Jade. A little tinkle. Banned for safety reasons. Colorado River. I don't know it. Well, is that... Wait, what goes through the Grand Canyon? Is that the Colorado? Or did I dream it? The Mississippi places is like incredibly wide and industrialized, right? I mean, what type of river are we talking about? The Danube as well. I don't know about it. Gonna live in the Thames. Yeah, no. Bodense. Lake Garda is like 15 minutes from here and it's ruined by big ass hotels and rich people, but it's still so beautiful. It's in Miss Julie. There's a great speech when they're about to run away, Miss Julie and the butler, the footman, to Lake Garda, and they have come up with this crazy harebrained scheme. Great version of that, 1999. Miss Julie, check it out. Miss Julie. Baikal, the biggest lake, Lake Baikal. That's not the one with the frozen beings. Is that Vostok? Or is that just in Antarctica? Does Russia, does Siberia have one? Like a frozen lake beings thing that we don't want to touch in case there's something prehistoric in there? I love this soundtrack so much. It's really what I needed today. The sun's out. Got a nice koffler. It's a drink, you know? EG trips should become a thing. Antarctic mentioned. You can camp on the beach. What's the beach like in Jib, not Kira? I just remember there being a kind of dock and a quayside, or K-side, or Q-side. How about that lake on top of a mountain with thousands of dead bodies in it? Shit, there's monkeys and snakes, and once I was on a beach and a speedboat pulled up and a bunch of drug dealers were running away. Yeah, it must be a crazy place. A lot of money down there. Illicit money, probably. By the way, you can actually do that on Tropico. I know we're not going to do it, but you can do tourist banking. You can do offshore banking. It's quite profitable. Get a lot of tourists in. Yeah. Why don't you bank with us? When you're in suburbia, you don't have to worry about these things, but the burbs will swoop and bite your ears for 4 months of the year. Kitten Beach is just Gibraltar, brother. Yeah. Nah, there's no gangsters, man. It's lawless, but it's not gangs. It's freedom. Once you tasted freedom, that's the ultimate drink. Australian magpies, okay. The taste of freedom. You found a ramjaw when you got up the mountains. Oh, okay, we should start. We've had a break. That's a good break. Ramjaw when you got up the mountains this summer. Nice. There's great sheep trails. Cleaned it and kept it. Anyone can create a cat gang on those beaches. I don't think it's beyond anyone, really. You just gotta want it enough. Sheep! Alright, let's go. So, the power is now in the hands of the factions. They're gonna decide what they want. We're gonna let things tick on kind of slow-mo and get a stacked build queue in for requests. And I don't really want to dip below 150,000, so that's going to be the kind of bottom cap for spending. And I will need a bit more military to finally get a grip on the island if you do want tourism and not just like endless war. Alright, let's start. Yeah, this was the constitution. We can change this. At the moment, the government have to vote for me if they're happy. I'm comfortable with that. Professional soldiers. Happy childhood. Freedom of religion. Love it or leave it. Yeah, that was because we've got so many people. Look, we're at maximum people. There's no separation of powers. Cool. I wouldn't mind having a separation of powers, but I like the idea that the government votes for me. And we'll randomise it. Okay, so I'm just going to take a dice and I'll go round the island from 1 to 6. I will need an 8-sided dice for the next game because there are 2 more factions added. So the first person... Sorry, I need to define them. Alright, so we'll start with Bin Cat and then go round like that. So it's Terra Kitten. Alright, Terra Kitten, you're first up. This is your realm. Soft blocked it up. So people have got housing now, you've got a library here. Can do all sorts of other stuff now if you want to do more research. We don't need any more weapons. I would like more military, so I'm happy if you vote for that. But I've already given you quite a lot. You could get the Spy Academy, which we need to steal it. I think I might give you the Spy Academy. Other things, if you're thinking about the military situation, security checkpoints, we could top them up. I can put them into a general thing for you. This stuff I don't know. This I think is pandemic stuff, and this is space stuff. Here, the only thing that might be worth it for a kind of military getting rid of the rebels is the Ministry of Information. Or you can steal one of the wonders. The wonders that are available for you are... Wait, did we get one of these? Oh yeah, we got the Maui heads, didn't we? Okay, so there's only one wonder, and it is from when we build the Spy Academy. Which we can include in a boat. And it's Statue of Liberty, Great Sphinx, Colosseum, St. Basil's Cathedral, and the Moonlander. That means people will do more faith. That's good for Bubblina. That's great for tourism. This has a mystery in it. When we stole this last time, we got attacked by the Middle East. And that will make sure immigrants are 100% happy on the island for a while, for the first bit of time. So, there's the options. I'm now, build a Spy Academy. Or let's just do that. And we'll give it to Terra Kitten because that's the most appropriate place. Alright, so that's locked in, okay? So Esther's not here, no? So we change to monster. You can do, you can research, yeah. Media. National Day. Good old days. That would be a bit of a move. That's anti-intellectual, increases conservatism, increases religion. Upgrade the commando garrison. That can go in a package if you want. We've got 7,000 knowledge, so we can do that. A mausoleum set to Terra Kitten. That'd be decadent, but it's doable. And generally, if you don't know the game, let's just click through quickly for everybody, right? So, these are our basic industries, which you know, to get raw resources. This is processing. I think we're doing everything. Maybe not balloons, and not plastic. But we're getting money from oil itself, so do we want to turn our money into the oil into plastic? Well, maybe go and do it over there. If we are going to do that. Housing, you've seen, really it's tree houses which are on, they can be improved their the maintenance, so we can improve the quality of them without changing them, but they also have eco apartments and these capsule home clusters. We're going to need more power if we do that. I'm okay with another nuclear power plant. Entertainment, here is movie theatres, probably the best at the moment. Submarine tours, climbing park. If you want to improve the area, that's your options. Or luxury entertainment, golf courses, casinos, cocktail bars. That can all kind of come back on the table. TV, research labs, nuclear program. That's probably not on the table at the moment. Mausoleum is though. Childhood museum is. Tourism isn't. You got hospitals to get in, because that happened in our stalled game. Garbage dumps as well, that's a bin cat option. Checkpoints we've looked at, this we've looked at, yeah. So there's your options. What does a research lab get you? You need a place to conduct your Moomin research. Well, a research lab is going to massively speed up research. We can get rid of the library, for instance. If you want that, we can put that in a package. What would I do with the economist being destroyed by Logan? Very Henry-like thing to say, actually. You yearn for Michael Katz. Well, Michael might join us in Tropico, Season 3. Quite possible. Oh, you're just waiting for your class to start. You're doing biochem, right? Are you locked in biochem or is there someone else? There's a bunch of you locked in labs today. Yeah, we can dress up as El Presidente. Yeah, we're moving towards all these things after the space. There will be more costumes. Yeah. For sure. Can we upgrade, build a barracks and a research lab, or is that too much? No, that's not too much. And I can chuck in security checkpoints in the area. Research lab, barracks, an upgrade. We can't upgrade that. These I think I upgraded. Oh, I could upgrade the tanks, but that's pricey. That's extremely pricey, so I can't upgrade that. I can upgrade the military. I can upgrade the soldiers. How about that? Okay. So this is a general military upgrade. This is motorized infantry, a research lab, and a barracks. Yep. So barracks, research lab, and motorized infantry. Yes or no? All right. While you're voting on that, Hisa, I'll start the next one off. So this is a vote on motorized infantry, 1 barracks, and a research lab. So we can just call that military upgrade, yeah? Okay, so while that's going, we're going to pick the next cat. And it's Better Kitten. Alright, so Valerie, you're up next. The treehouse is currently at 2. Maintenance, so they're on low maintenance. I've upgraded, they're fully stocked. They're running a little bit low on stuff, but they're still working. This theatre is broken. I'm going to leave that, you can decide what you want to do with that. There's a few shacks coming in. Valerie, let us know if you're here at the moment, otherwise we will move on to someone else. Up the quality, repair the theatre. Yes, yay. All right. So is that all you want? That's not a big ask. You can ask for more. That's 3,000 plus a little bit on maintenance. That's affordable. I mean, what we do need is a college. Like a college would be handy. Alright, so we chuck a college in there. Next to the thing. Improve the tree houses. Repair the theatre. And maybe I'll add a few more tree houses around here. Okay? So let's vote on that package, which is... the biggest expense is going to be the college. So college for Better Kitten, yeah? And then I'll put this in before I forget. So this was 1 barracks. Then we're upgrading all of them to motorized infantry. And we're adding a research lab. How big is that? Yeah, so we do this. Okay. And we'll keep going around like this. And I don't really want to go on until we get 500,000, but anybody can steal it at any point. Right. Next one is the college, yeah? Yeah, 91%.
Top secret spy base. In other news, El Presidente's new personal art gallery has exceptionally high security.
Right, is this pub being used? Yes. So let's put it up there. Okay, and they are all getting improved to 3.
Poor people simply don't understand the pressure
Great.
of will, a spokesperson said.
That we've done 2 then, hang on. Let's do the trade routes. Leather. Have we got another one open? No. Books, leather. Oh no, because the leather's going into the books, isn't it? Ah, you know what? We'll change to softback books. Softback. Softback it. Soft cover. And that's paper machine. Okay, no, I'll come and do that in a moment. Yeah, Boblina, look, this is a mess. There's no military control here. We're gonna have to put Boblina on lockdown. Alright, who's next? No. It's a loaded dice. Boblina. Alright, Boblina, like, this is kind of like gang warfare around this crazy religious suburb you've got. Surrounded by a few remaining shanty towns and some soft blocks. You need to come up with a good package. We need to fix it. We need to fix this realm. You want Crustacean Sensation Factory. Then we should steal the cathedral and plop it on Statue Mountain. Then we want a pony and your firstborn son. No. Crustacean Sensation is a debate for the next era. Crustacean Sensation. All right. Well, look, we're going quite fast today, and I'm happy to do that. So, Bublina, you need to think what you want. The factories are all working. They've got enough stuff. These need a little bit more wool, and they are upgraded. They're fine. You can build more of them now if you want. We might need more electricity. Yeah, we really need more electricity if we do that. I'd put you on like military checkpoints, gun turrets, that kind of thing. You need electricity in a pub to calm people down. Bublina can steal the cathedral, yes. If you vote for it, yes. Yeah. You can leave it to me. You can leave it to me to put it on lockdown if you want, but like, it's up to you. It's your realm. But if it gets out of control, then... If this is a vote for stealing, this is the only vote, because that's a big move. That takes us through to the modern era when we steal it, yeah? Which will be by the end of the day, hopefully. Okay, Valerie says she's not going to vote for the Colosseum. Sorry, not vote for the cathedral. Oh, it's the first one. It's the first fracas. You demand the cathedral theft. All right. We could really cathedral max it here. This is true. We could create crazy cathedral plaza. I mean, if we get the cathedral, it means people will go to church more. People will become more religious. We didn't have a problem with the religious faction in the last game when we integrated them. Okay, we're arguing about this. I like it. Feel free to take the time to have the argument. I'm just gonna tick time on slow. Yeah, we're gonna need more. We're gonna need more nuclear power plant. Where's it going? Petrocat? Can you fit one in there? Yeah, alright. Petrocat, you're getting another nuclear power plant, I'm afraid. Wait a bit, hang on. Gonna have to take that road out. Okay, we're gonna have to offset this somehow. Let's do it like this. We'll give them 2 clinics, because they might have some medical problems living here. And we'll chuck some more capsule clusters on. What am I accusing you of? I don't want to be accused for manipulating the votes again. Oh, sorry, I missed something. Oh, okay, wait. That's my Kitten Beach. What does the cathedral get us? The cathedral gets you... Sorry, yeah, here we go. Citizens visit faith buildings more often. Citizen loses faith happiness. Their other happiness levels are also decreased. Well, it depends if you want people to visit church more because you've created a religious utopia. It's fine. You're going to get loads of support. I'm currently saying to domes, you know, the omens have not been good. We've got spare people? No, it's jobs. Maybe get a hospital. Bobolina, you want to get a hospital? Yeah, okay. He says fair. It's fair. It's fair. I'm just having some misgivings about domes after the stray, you know? $380 megawatts missing. What happened? Do we need to import uranium? We need to hire an intellectual? This is what we needed at college. Alright, we're bringing in professors.
The citizens are demanding elections, Presidente. It seems that they want a choice.
Okay, the cathedral will not have enough support to pass. Okay, you have to come up with something else. We will praise the religious faction again. They're the least happy, by the way.
My friends, my people, welcome to a golden...
I'm gonna need to put you under martial law, though.
It was your trust that made it possible. Your trust of me, El Presidente. And what of my people? I feel your pain when your walls shudder and your roofs leak. Those of you who have roofs. But soon, roofs for all and walls for men.
Did they set fire to an electric substation or something? I don't see what the problem is.
God shall not forsake our beautiful shores. Our spiritual friends guarantee this, for which we owe them one, in this life and the next. So vote El Presidente for the future that you deserve. All of you. Viva Tropico!
Okay, we can't have this power shortage going on at the moment. I don't know why that... Oh, no, mate, no, it's there from the... Sorry, I know what I've done. Give us a hostel, make more, and give us a little church on top of the Statue Mountain for now. Alright, but we have a vote on it. When are mods getting freedom on Tropico? Roofs for all and walls for many. Spending a lot on electricity now. Yes to church. Happy non-titty package. Yeah, alright. So it's going to be a hospital, a mini church up on the hill, and then after that, I'm going to put you on lockdown. Hey, Angelic Cabbage. Running up that hill. This religious zone is in a war zone. Can we get a little pub as well? Yeah. Of course you can. Come on!
There's a new sport in the Tropican streets today.
Okay, hospital, church on the hill, and
The palace warns that without a license to
some
play,
religious things on top. Yay!
is illegal.
Alright, just let me take my eyes off this for a moment. No, none of that is good. Cigars, great. I need to import iron. That's gonna hurt, but that's okay. Money from these guys. Alright, yes, hospital, church on the hill, and some religious things on top. Right, before I go and get started with that, let's do the next person. So it's Petro, Bin Cat, and English-speaking cat left. Alright, English-speaking cat. Right, is it Prickly? Prickly, you here? If not, is there a deputy? You're here for Prickly. Okay, alright. So, it's a bit of a mess, but there's a potential there. I would be up for another bank. More entertainment. It could be quite classy. Give it a classy overhaul, that. Clean it up. So there's quite a lot of power there at the moment. Where's the... No, there's no milk coming in. And then this bit is also yours, right? Which is the chocolate factory. Which is not super efficient because of a sugar shortage, I think. Because we're relying on honey. I could fire some of those people, or I could fully automate the conch. Do we have an offshore office? You can't build one yet. The best I can do is another bank and the bank work modes for max bank. But you can put in a few other things with the bank if you want. Like, in terms of capitalists, you want luxury entertainment, really. They're all options, but mansions. No tourism yet because the island's not safe enough. Alright, have a think about that. I'm just going to action Bublina's request, which is a little church up here. Which is mainly for scenery. A hospital. And I'm going to include some soft blocks just to finish that off.
Yo le quiero regalar un mar de rosa. Chica, no vayas lejos, que me duele el corazón triste, sollozo. Unos cuantos días más de ausencia, dime niña, ¿qué haré yo sin ti?
Okay, there's the hospital.
Unos cuantos días más sin ti, y escaparemos.
Fire the work has not been luxury entertainment of your choice. I think a casino. Alright, I'll hold fire on that boat. Hold fire on that boat for a moment. Just let me finish this. What else did I promise? The little church on the hill, the hospital, and what else? Was it general increase or? A little pub. Right, okay, you want a little pub. There's a little pub there. feel like there's a bit more I could do than a little pub. Hang on.
A listener wrote in asking,
Let's move
"How do
the
I know if
pub.
my neighbor is a spy?" The palace responds, "Take no chance.
And do fast
Spy
food.
on everyone."
And put like a little flop house there for the workers. No, we'll put this, the clinic there. And then we'll demolish that.
Chica, ven a mis brazos que te quiero regalar 1.000.000 de pesos. Ay, chica, serás mi esposa, yo te llevo hasta el altar si tú me amas. Unos cuantos días más de ausencia, dime niña, ¿qué haré yo sin ti? Unos cuantos días más sin ti y escaparemos por el cielo, sí.
Okay. Okay, let's put that end there. That should be nicely connected. This one goes to English-speaking cat, if I remember. Yeah, here. And that one goes to Petro Cat. Just checking I didn't demolish it. Right, we want to move that. Magic. That's great. Let's approve all these doctors. Whack another flop house. Alright, so English speaking cat then. What did you want? Tell me again. Bank, fire the workers not being efficient, and luxury entertainment of your choice. No, you make the choice. Wait, let's do the trade route. No, there's nothing. The leather is flowing, but there's no paper. That's fine. Casino. All right. This might. Okay. All right. It's already going. I don't know. Is this going to be contentious? Alright, the vote's going. The vote's going, gang. If you want to vote, vote now. I think I will move the embassies from here to give you a bit more space. I'll stick them by me. Yeah, all right. Fire people, bank, casino. Bank. Casino. I don't know if we need this. Let's get rid of that. Right, we'll make this a bit more downtown and make it tenements instead. fire people. Cheese. Cheese is not productive at the moment. Let's move that out of the center.
I'm sure the good citizens of Tropico intend.
Yeah, the land has been reduced. We'll fertilize it, maybe. Right, then we're going to fire some of these guys. Until we build up the milk. That we can move a bit this way. And then move the nice houses back up here. Now this boss, where did it go in the end? This boss this boss wasn't to the tourists. It starts there. Let's connect that to Bubbleina. Save the cheese, we're saving it, we're just firing a few people. Oh, it was to the heads. Yeah, okay. Otherwise, no one's going to get up there, are they? So... Seems like dramatic overkill, but we'll go with 2 buses. And then there's a bit more land for development, but we'll leave it for now. I think I've done enough. So let's move to the next person. It's basically just Bin Cat and Petro Cat left. So,
not the kind that
Bin Cat
reduces the size of the workforce.
So Detvi, if you're about, or your deputy. Oh, Leroy! Leroy! Leroy makes my day. So many ways. All right, we're gonna have another break after the votes have gone through. Is Detvi about, or do we have a Bin Cat deputy? If not, we'll do Petro Cat. Detvi! I think we have a shortage of nuclear physicists. No, what's this? Shortage of doctors. That we don't need. I'm just clearing some space. Is Detvi about? Yeah, we need milk. Yeah, milk would be good. Not gonna say no to milk.
We are receiving news that surprisingly organized vandals have damaged civic buildings.
Debbie is out. Okay, let's do, I won the election. Let's do, hang on, actually, before we move on. So we'll do Petro Cat next. Debbie died 10 years ago, let it go. But we need to get a grip on this situation. So I'm just gonna drop 2 army bases, one on either side of Bubbleina. That hasn't fully got a grip on it even then. Whoop! Petro. You're having lunch. I'll rush it and then be there to deputy if there's a need for it. Okay, alright, fine. Well, let's do Han then. Han, you've got jewellery. You've got a grocery. There's no need for any food troubles here. There's excess nuclear power. There's a lot of it to the point where we could electrify all the mines. You got. Can we do more jewellery? Could do more jewellery. Otherwise, you could kind of pimp it up a bit now if you want. I mean, it's pretty solid. Another car factory? Another car factory? You have some ideas, but you need to check things. Okay, so, happiness. For Petros are at 53. You don't have media. But no one does at the moment. No, we'll just have a break. We'll have a break anyway. We're late for a break. We'll have a break when we've done with Han. We'll start with Deppy when we get back. If Deppy isn't here, then Valerie can play. That's cool. No, it can just exist and be fine. One car factory is enough. Yeah, I agree. I'm just throwing stuff out there. You can also go for the theft if you want. If you want it in your realm. Yeah, the research lab's in. Yep. There's no one working there. We haven't got enough college-educated people. It's a problem. We can hire people, but it's a bit expensive. We need this to work. Brain cells. When can I move in then? Yeah, you can move in. The pay is alright for the Caribbean. Oh wait, hang on. Let's move this while we can. Perfect. Right, and then you can do 2 treasure hunts and then intimidate. You can do treasure hunts. And I'll leave spies for now. You'd like an asylum, some pimping of the air, and sure, why not make the mines electrified? An asylum, unless you're going to actually kind of arrest people. Well, I don't mind. You can have an asylum if you want. You have the prisons. Well, we moved the prison. No, I demolished the prison. If you want the prison back, I can put it back. But I need some space. You can have it back. You don't have to have a vote. You can have it back. I just needed space. I can demolish something else. Prison. Yeah, I see. You don't got much room now. You have to go dense. You're in the unless you want to go outside the crater, and then you can build another Petrocrat kind of district because this is all of yours, right? So if you want to do something else and go outside of the crater, you can. It looks pretty cool though, so I mean, electrify the mine seems reasonable. 15 megawatts of power, we've got 800. We've got about 20 mines max. Yeah, we can electrify all the mines. Coffee. We don't produce much coffee, but we do produce it. There is a coffee field, possibly.
Report something suspicious today, and you could win.
There's farmland around the edge of the crater, definitely. Okay, prison and asylum outside the crater. Okay, we'll need some kind of zone for it. Alright, so it's going to be a prison asylum zone. So I'm going to build a kind of like slightly nightmarish urban district just outside the crater. Zone mention. Yeah. You want to vote on that? Yeah. We'll call it the Prison Industrial Complex. Next to the beach for days out for the prisoners and the criminally insane. Yeah, okay. You know what? I'll chuck a fun fair in there. I'll chuck a beach fun fair in there for you. What about that? We'll have a district for the criminally insane and a bus to the beach with a fun fair. Books, jewelry. No. We got stuck by the leather, didn't we? Fuck, leather. We need the leather. I'm gonna have to do some emergency cows. Yes, alright. Not quite as convincing, but alright, let's go. So we're going to do a prison. An asylum. We're giving you like Blackpool. I don't know if this is decadent or not. Right, so... Right, this is a new zone. It'll need a bit of basics, so I'm not going to give it too much character. You can decide that later. We'll do tenements. We need a church for the criminally insane. Let's do a restaurant. And then something in here. What about a research lab, maybe? Then we're kind of researching on them, yeah? Yeah, okay. We're doing fun research, though. This is fun research. It's not like MK Ultra.
Today for the Tropican rebels as they beat the
And I think
by 2
one of the things that makes the... Right, where's the problem here? One of the things that makes that film Martyrs more terrifying is to know what they were actually doing during that time. We're going to get one more barracks in. Alright, okay, so we're going to have a break now. Yeah. Manchurian candidate stuff and all that jazz. As I said, real Stranger Things. I don't know if any of you watched like the Montauk Chronicles and know about the Montauk Project or all that. MK often, all this strange stuff. And all this, happened ostensibly up until the kind of mid-80s, I think. But you never know what's going on now, do you? And, yeah, maybe topic for another day. But I saw your post, Jade, and I agreed with the kind of spiritual component of the film is where it kind of you go what? That's and what their objective is, and when it was explained to the cat, that was incredible, like deepening of the horror, like all sorts of like deepening of the horror of it. That I liked, and as I said, the kind of gore stuff is not my bag really, but when it twisted into that more psycho-spiritual thing, I was like, this is very weird, and the end is very arresting. So anyway, right, let's have a break. I paused it, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, we have another break for about 5 minutes, and then we'll come and wrap it up. Okay, Valerie, so 5 minutes. We're just going to have a break now, and then we'll be back. All right, let's carry on. All right, we're back to Detvi. Valerie is going to stand in for Detvi, I believe. Detvi's people are probably the most underdeveloped at the moment. I planked a military base in the middle of it. There's kind of bad living. There's these farms that are necessary to fuel the industries. Little treehouse cluster here, little treehouse cluster there, and a furniture factory. Give them more money. So, yeah, I've got some suggestions. Do you want to hear suggestions, or do you know what you want? You propose you steal the Colosseum for Detvi. Alright, but that's their only action then. That's the only action of Bincat, if you put that to the vote. And then we proceed. But, eventually, Valerie, I think the eco apartments might look nice here. Just to tempt you. 2 of those. You want to steal the Colosseum? We can do it, we can put it to the vote. I don't mind. Sorry, I've just got to answer the phone. I can include it in a vote then. Hey Mego, I can include it in a vote. I don't mind. We'll go 1 eco apartment though. You're only getting 1. Alright, 2 eco apartments in the Colosseum. God's sake. What's next? Alright, so 2 eco apartments and the Colosseum for Bincat. Unlikely hero. I'm just going to look at the honey situation as well. We want more nature. Do we need these coconuts? No, we don't need these coconuts. Coconuts is a bit of an old industry. That's a bit silly. But I can improve the honey. Let's whack a few trees in. Hey Trashy Panda. Hey Do Guy. Eco apartments are efficient space-wise. You're in favour of stealing the Colosseum? Alright, who's all in favour of stealing the Colosseum? 100%. While the vote ticks down though, I'll just put some trees in. We love placing trees. Yes, alright, stealing the Colosseum, so let it be. And 2 eco apartments. Nice. Magic. Alright. So, once that's done, we will proceed to the next era. We still have 40 minutes left. I'm gonna use it. That can go. And we're gonna pass the vote around again. So we're gonna start from the beginning. I can print money. Can I get a vote on a print? Nah, you won't go for the print, will you? Alright, I'm happy to issue Happy Meat and Industrialization, and they should cancel out, so let's do that.
I'd like to think that.
And what do they want? Import trade. Okay, we're at 300,000. Let's maybe just push it. Alright. The leather. Red leather. They're botched. I think cancel it. Cancel the Western one. There's too many other good options, I think. Well, we can do rum anyway. Yeah, I just want to print it because I'm going to bank it. Print, bank. That's the magic. Alright, we've got too much excess power. Let's tone that down. Have we got enough iron? Yeah, we're alright for iron and coal. No, I won't print money then. I see I don't have a mandate. Right. I will, before we return the votes to you guys again, I am going to dump a bit more military in, I think. Paper, oil...
Reports of downtown vandalism are greatly exaggerated. The fashionable new distressed architecture style is apolitical and proves nothing anyway, the palace says.
I'm going to build another army base here. And... I'm going to move this one to here. Oh, this has already got an army base.
You're a friend of the Earth,
Yes, I am. All right. So back to you guys. Oh, let's import iron. All right. So same thing again. We'll start basically. Bin Cat is 1 and Better Kitten is 6. Better Kitten. Over to you, Better Kitten. Next vote, Valerie. We've got money. Things are possible. The pineapple, the canning's beginning to get inefficient. Definitely. We can move away from canning rapidly. We can demolish all your canneries. Do something else with the sector. Yeah. What do you reckon? We kind of boat max, but we can still actually make more boats. And then that will kind of free up this interior for more tree houses. Upgrading grocery stores. A lot of people don't actually have grocery stores. So there is an argument for that. I think we can even do malls, no? Is that in the next era? We issued it. Yeah, thank you. Public services. No. But we have increased their efficiency. What are we cultivating again? Hang on, just give me a second. You're cultivating a bit of rubber and then cocoa for this insane cocoa industry that we got going on. I mean, you can expand around into here. I don't know if there's any minerals. No.
Agents in Rome have executed Operation Throw Lions to the Christians. But there is a hitch.
Alright, we can just spend 20,000.
Reporting in. The blockage.
No one's really coming to see the theatre. That's a bit decadent. B Theatre's not doing great. Yay! Look at this! Upgrade. Put it back here for now. Yeah, they can walk there. People finally see how boring theatre really is, yeah. Yeah, it can be really boring. You've got to get through that, though, to get the payoff. Agricultural towers, balloons, a printing house. Alright, let's demolish these, though, because they're not working. Then we talk about it. A printing house, I don't know over here. That just seems to be a bit of a stretch of the supply chain. Balloons, yes. Balloon factory, yes. And then you talked about growing towers? We don't have that yet. Agricultural towers we can't build yet. That's modern era. Yeah, the payoff is being able to go drinking afterwards. Well, it starts the drinking later. It starts the evening with a little bit of, little bit of culture. B Theatre 2 plot, yeah. I mean, life is good here. What do you want? Your class is starting. Alright, so Elsa. Bio-chem it up. Balloons? Alright, balloons it is. We've got all the artificial coral reefs, haven't we? You can't build any more of them. Tidal power? Tidal power? It's a power station, it's tidal power. You put it somewhere like here for maximum, right? I mean, you could get different entertainment, maybe? Snorkel Bay? That sounds nice. For this area?
Fuck at me, you dog!
You make the decision if we need power. Yeah, okay, maybe we do need a bit more. Well, we don't need any more power. We've got 3 nuclear power plants. What am I talking about? Snorkel Bay? We can snorkel to the sunken Kitten cruise ship. Yeah, we can. Yeah. Cabaret. Get a dance studio. You can do a dance studio. Yep. Gay at Snorkel Bay. The B movie will almost certainly become a thing in Misrule if you keep going on about it. Snorkel and a cabaret. Fancy a snorkel and a cabaret, Valerie? Valerie's like, fuck yes. Mermaid cabaret. Alright, mermaid cabaret then, let's have the vote. And I'm gonna put a few tree houses in there as well.
A special report from Canal Uno reveals the answer. El Presidente. We never doubted it.
Hey!
Es que me gustan las cosas, es que no tengo ningún ideal, porque me gustan las cosas, mirando al cielo me siento genial, yo soy y me encuentras aquí, disfrutando de la playa, y jugando me voy por ahí. Es el cielo, sí, es que mi destino es ser feliz. Vive.
It is so good. Yeah, I don't know which my favourite one is. I love them all.
Spy boats.
Deliver cars or deliver boats?
Can't be a secret agent without something.
Cars, I guess. Quicker. Ah, that was a bad choice. We need rubber. Let's get import rubber. Okay. There you go. 13,000 rubber.
Escucha bien, muchachito,
Chachico.
escucha bien el misterio total y aprenderás, señorito,
Yes. All right, mermaid. Mermaid cabaret.
la vida ideal.
I think people are going to fight over where crustacean sensation comes from.
Disfrutando de la playa y jugando me voy por ahí. Es el cielo, sí. Ahora verás, pequeñito, que como digo
Oh, people aren't living in the trees anymore. I'll tell you what, we'll sort that out.
que me gustan las cosas y como me
What else did you want? A cabaret and a snorkel bay? Yeah, right.
vive.
The carrier's in the way. I think we're going to have to move the carrier. Let's park it a little further away. Sorry! Okay, who's next? Terrakin. Alright, we're over in Terra Kitten's land. I put some emergency cattle farms in. One of the towers has burned down. Let's rebuild that. Alright, Terra Kitten, you got some. You can upgrade quite a bit, I would think. This needs cars. These guys doing good. What do we need? I don't know. It can be aesthetic now if you want. I should put everybody's media back on. I don't think we need the money. So I'm going to put everybody's media back on. So this newspaper is set back to Gunny. You don't have any. Let's not employ loads of people here, right? Bubblina's media. Radio. One for all? No, the voice.
There's a new sport in the Tropican streets today called Rebellion. However, the palace...
Presidente, I am inspired.
Communists want a childhood museum. They shall have that. Communist propaganda is back on. Right, does anyone else have propaganda? Is there a newspaper around here somewhere? No. Alright. So, Terrakin, what's up? Gunny, it's Peep Show reference. Yeah, it's actually called Gunny. A childhood museum, it's got some strange powers we'll look into when we built it, but you can set it to communists' benefits. Come on, cars! Crash test dummies. Can't believe we're still getting rebels. What the fuck? Ah, look at this! Look at this! I'm gonna have to knock a church down. You're just so lawless. It should be the nicest suburb on the island. It's where all the terrorists come from. These buses are busy. Looks great, but yeah. Upgrade our stuff. Can we research something new? Yeah, you absolutely can research something. Let's get the Spy Academy. Ooh, Commando Garrison. They have different settings. Other than that, no, I don't think so. We've got most of it. Martial law. It decreases liberty so much, no one's going to vote for it. Generally upgrade your stuff. Yeah. We can do that. Books, cigars. No. Alright, 67 cars are there. We'd kind of like to get the Colosseum in before the end of the day. Right. Oh, thank you, Alison. Can we add a grocery store? You've got one. You've got one. It's on maximum. Housing. No, we can boost these soft blocks because that got burned to the ground for some reason. So I'll just put that in for you. We got unemployed people? Yeah, but loads of vacant jobs. We don't need that actually. But we're gonna get a lot of these jobs and stuff back with automation in the next era. Yeah, so we've restored that to its former glory. Put a little park in there. Yeah, thank you. Inspiring statue. I'm going to put an inspiring statue of Presidente there for you. How about that? Passionate leader.
An impromptu vandalism competition ended in victory today for the Tropican rebels as they beat the local authorities by 2 whole walls.
Right, let's fire some of these people. That should go on to well measured.
Presidente, the operation is a complete success. That paperweight on your desk, that is the real Colosseum.
All right.
Look closely, you may even see some surprised tourists still inside.
Okay. Hang on. This is it. We have not got as much money as I wanted, but here we go. You ready for the next economic shock? I guess I should put it here, right? There. Right in the middle. Hey, Kennen. We're not in space yet, but we're just about to go to the modern era the moment I press this click. So you've arrived at an opportune time. We're about to enter the future. Yeah, you're going to get ready for the next shock. It's going to be a hard one. Toffee. Calasillo. Here. Yes, and let's touch bellies. You've arrived on a very special night. The master is having one of his affairs. Sure, alright. Boom. Progress to modern times.
I repeat, the llama. Presidente, the Cold War is over. The future is now present, and the present will presently pass into the past.
The modern era is...
Alright, so next automatic votes then. State-controlled media, free media, or sponsored content? This is going to be an open vote on the Constitution. If your building is propaganda and you have state-controlled media, it's more powerful. If you have free media, then it doesn't really affect anything. If you have sponsored content, then we make more money when we privatize it. So vote, 3-way vote on this. Hisa, we get a 3-way on that one, and then we got surveillance and healthcare to do, and then we'll come to the end. You're alive, great. So we're going to do first the constitutional votes. So state-controlled media, free media, or sponsored. That's the first one. And we'll do these 3, and then we'll wrap it up with a bit of constitutional reform. Because that is entertainment. I'd love a bit of constitutional reform. In the UK, we don't actually have a constitution per se. It's unwritten.
playa y jugando me voy por ahí. Es el cielo, sí. Es que mi destino es ser feliz. Vive.
Are we winning? I wanted 500k in the bank. We've got 300k. We're gonna have to adjust the economy to sell Crustacean Sensation, which is gonna be slightly challenging. We're gonna be shifting basically to mincing fish and juice, mixing it with juice. And that's gonna be one of the cornerstones. At least Bubblina's kind of like the crown in Bubblina's regional jewel is going to be Crustacean Sensation, but there might be a bit of fight over it. There might be multiple juiceries on the island. Maybe we'll do all three. And then I'm going to try to intensify digital democracy and see if that works as a way of having some kind of resolution. Do we depopulate? Sponsored one. Interesting. All right. Well, then it's worth me building. You know what? That's a good idea, actually. I'll just build an extra news channel network, which you don't control, and just make money, and it won't affect anyone. So, great idea. Thank you. You're tired of being poor? Yeah, no, we can definitely get richer. That's the plan. All right, next up is surveillance. So, total surveillance, security surveillance, or privacy rights? Do you want privacy or not? The old argument, security versus privacy, it's almost the root of all tragedy. Privacy's for the weak. Security. Interesting. Are you voting because this is what you want? You'd want that? Or you're voting for your cat faction? I'm just curious. Privacy. It really depends. It depends because there's so much regional differences in the UK, it's mad. And I'm in the middle of it, so I shift randomly, I'm sorry. More prisoners, vote for security. Okay, security 1, that's great. And then finally healthcare. So, just to explain this again, paid healthcare, you have to pay, but it's better, right? This is the American system, apparently. Single payer is, they serve everyone, their efficiency is increased by 2%, so it's way worse, but it's state funded, right? Hybrid, serve victims. Citizens / patients of all economic wealth levels. Citizens that are born or broke do not pay the fee, but in turn only receive 75%. So this is what you want. American, British, or European is the choice. Not Kira's only here to jump on these little things. Little things. Victims of my hubris. We're doing fine. What's wrong? I'm upbeat. We can change a few other constitutional things while we're here. I mean, we can talk about the economy. We kind of have to. Because we're about to get flattened by it.
Fuck me, you dog.
Yeah, you want pet your cats? I don't know, they might be zonked. Calling your people victims because that's what you've done to them. Aren't we always talking about the goddamn economy? Why can't we just talk about something else, eh? Eh? Hybrid. So we... What? In it looser? A? Oh, single payer. Alright, so British. Alright, 2% increase in healthcare as opposed to 20% increase. Just note that down when you go with the National Henry Service. Okay. Oh, wait. Before we... No, I've sealed it. Sorry, we'll have to come back to that another time. Which we can do. So, just hang on. Just quickly then... Moment. I miss you. Oh, you see the other one? Get in the sunshine. Get in the sunshine, I think. Alright, so just quickly then, so it's in our heads. We will begin to lose money if we don't modernise the industry. We can now do juicing, pharmaceuticals and fashion, which is kind of where I think we're going. We can also do drones and batteries. I rarely produce love the Petros. Hopefully you'll get like a Petro tower in frame. So that'll be one. There should be a Petro upgrade. Fingers crossed. Smart furniture. Don't know how I feel about smart furniture. Electronics, gold and plastics means we have to get plastics in the supply somewhere. Oh, no worries, thank you. Then living, floating mansions, domes. I'm not saying maybe just one dome in each. One little dome in the middle of each. Alright, anyway, we talk about domes later, but I don't like the concrete base on the dome, but I do like modern apartments, all this business, roller coasters, stadiums, a lot of this stuff we didn't get to build last time because we lost control of the economy and we're desperately fighting for the dome future. We can kind of hold it together this time and do more of that. Beach resorts, this is all tourist stuff. Yachtlantis, Golden Pearl, we can come back to that once we get the money in. CIA, yeah, get in the mix. Some cruise ships, all this stuff is to come. Police blimps, we did have that. Offices, wonderful. Who doesn't like an office? My victims shall live in domes like lab rats. I said Dome Mountain. Oh, I did say Dome Mountain. Don't tell Bubblino I'm doing this, I'm just having a cheeky look. Well, maybe I can see it from... I don't think it's domeable. I think it's just not domeable. Sorry, for people who are into Dome Mountain. But I mean, the question is, would you rather live in a dome or a shantytown? If we were going to start doming it up, for instance, around Presidente's area, we could just dome that. Because it's open, right? There's nothing else going on. Dome that. And then put a metro connection all around the city. Just that, just a little bit of it, right? Fuck your domes. Alright, on that note, I think we will leave it. So this is in a relatively safe place. We're not in a disaster. We can plan. Let's have a little look last round at the zones. This is Bin Cat now. Better Kitten. Docky, and then Bubblina's got a bit of a mix going on here now, but something's coming out of that and it's a bit more under control. This is coming together nicely as a district. Needs finishing off here, but that's looking good. English speaking cat. Milk's flowing again. Remember, we can use hydroponic farms. Now, I tend to fuck up my world by coming in too soon with the hydroponics because it puts lots of people out of work and costs electricity and blah blah blah. So don't let me do that. Alright. There you go. So. Alright, so it's a bit of we got a busy day today, so in an hour and a half we're back with Mafia Definitive, which I'm looking forward to. Now I know how to queue, I know how to cover. But I would like to say that without knowing how to cover, I still like bossed so many fights like Robert De Niro from Heat. So we're gonna be Mafia maxing in an hour and a half, and then tomorrow though there's only Crusader Kings 3 going on between 5 and 6:30. All right, so I will see you later for those who are interested. If not, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.